Well, I haven't streamed in so long, so it's been about a week and a half, 2 weeks. I think I'm feeling a little bit better, Goji. Like everything that I was feeling, all of the whatever, is abated. It's lessening. My energy levels are coming back, and everything. I mean, I'm definitely on the upswing. Not 100% yet, but definitely on the upswing. Did he get corona? No, drunk streams are usually announced in advance. The memes. I am not a medical professional, therefore I am not going to self-diagnose. I am not going to say definitively that I do or don't have anything. What I will tell you is my symptoms. I need to breathe more. Well, there's two of them. I have a dry cough, and I'm running out of breath very quickly. Going up and down a flight of stairs exhausts me and runs me out of breath. I'm sleeping less now. I don't need as much sleep, but I was getting like 16 hours of sleep a day and still feeling like I was tired, like I was exhausted. No fever, no loss of taste, maybe mild congestion. Very mild. It wasn't like I had a runny nose, but it felt like I constantly had something like in the back of my throat. Or you know how sometimes when you're congested, you can't hear as well? Like it feels like your congestion is so bad that it's like up in your ears? Well, I had that, but I didn't have congestion in my nose, so I don't know. So those are basically the 100% I was sick with something. Whether it's seasonal allergies, whether I had a summer cold, or whether I had COVID-19 is TBD. Or maybe there's something else at play with my health that I have no idea. However, I do know that step one is getting COVID tested, and we were tested for COVID 2 days ago, Wednesday morning. And we're still waiting those results. Awaiting those results. So, if I get tested and COVID turns out to be negative, then I'm gonna schedule a real doctor's appointment. I'm gonna be like, yo, something's wrong with me. I got COVID screened. It's not COVID. I also have some like body aches and body pains, so we'll see. How's Candy doing? Hey, she's been completely fine. She says it herself. Yeah, hey Sophie, welcome to the stream. You caught us right at the very beginning. Greetings and salutations. That sucks, man. Hope you feel better. Well, thanks for the kind words. Like I said, I am feeling better. This happened not like 5 days ago Sunday, 4 days ago Sunday, but like 11 days ago Sunday that it hit me. And I was just like, ooh, something is wrong. I am sick. And then I started to feel good by Friday. And then on Sunday, I was watching TV and something made me laugh. And then in laughing, I broke out into a coughing fit that I couldn't get my breath from. And like the coughing fit culminated in like me vomiting because I just couldn't breathe. I don't know if that, clearly that's a problem. But as soon as I vomited, like I was able to catch my breath for whatever reason. So we didn't need to go to like the emergency room. But at that point, after I coughed, which culminated in like me vomiting, TMI a little bit, it felt like it was 2.0. The illness was back. So all the progress that I had made and like rest and recovery throughout the past week was undone, and I felt just as sick Monday as I did a week before. But now, you know, it's Friday, so like 4.5 days out from that, and I'm feeling better. It's definitely released its grasp on me, so. Pogs. How much do you sleep now? I don't know. My sleep schedule is way off, because like sleeping 16 hours a day, it wasn't like I just slept for a 16-hour block, right? It'd be like I sleep for 8 hours, and then I wake up for 2, and then I sleep for 4 hours and wake up for 1, and then I sleep for another 4 hours and wake up for 1. And then sometimes it would be more like I sleep for 8 hours, wake up for an hour, wake up for, then sleep for another 4 and wake up for 3 hours. And then I'd sleep for another 2 hours and then wake up for like 9 hours. But then I just slept, then I sleep a whole day. Right? So it wasn't like just 16 on, 8 off. It was totally random. I was just passing out every time. Like, I was so exhausted that like holding my freaking neck up felt tiring. And so I was just like passing out wherever I happened to rest. So my sleep schedule is just way off now. But I'm definitely back down to like, give or take 8 hours, like 8 to 10. So, yeah. Anyway, Minecraft! We return to the world of Nimbus. To the castle, to the fortress, to the... to the base. I needed some cobblestone to get the world started. We're still kind of trying to take it easy here, and in taking it easy, I've been wanting to slab my nether, so I'm gonna just work on that a little bit today. We built a smart... what do you call it? A smart gold dispensing system which intelligently and accurately dispenses 4 gold ingots every 6 seconds to be perfectly in time with the piglin that we are forcibly bartering with. So I could take, you know, I've since like converted it all over. Hey, that's pretty good. So we could take a buttload of gold, convert it over, we definitely need to get a proper door. Convert it into gold ingots and add it to the system, and look, it moves down 2 at a time every 3 seconds. So 1, 2, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and see there it did another one. So 1, 2, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 1, 2. And that's how it keeps doing it. So we're actually doing 2 items every 3 seconds, but that's exactly the same thing. And hey, you remember 5th grade fractions? Is 4 items every 6 seconds, right? It's the exact same thing. So that then distributes to 4 piglin up above us that are just full-time bartering for us. And you can actually see this in our... Ooh, buddy, I need to talk less. We can see this in the caption system, Piglin admires item, so we know that it's working. Yeah. And that's what we did yesterday, is we got that super smart, intelligent system set up, which actually was kind of nice. It was just a little redstone circuit here. What is this, like 10 repeaters, 2 redstone torches, and a comparator, and a target block. That's really all it was. Pretty sick. Breathe in between sentences. Who even breathes, chat room? Who breathes non-ironically? I breathe ironically. That's the only way I breathe. Like, look at all these people out here breathing. Replace hydrate with breathe. I could see that getting really toxic really quick, but I like where your head's at. Check it out. That's a zombie piglin farm. Could you imagine be talking about something passionate and somebody just stops you in the middle of talking about your passion? And they're like, dude, just breathe. And it's like, I just want to punch you in the face. Hey. So in order to continue to improve the rates of our gold farm, because we didn't cheese, we're lactose intolerant in this stream, we didn't want to do the cheese, so we didn't build it on top of the nether, which means that we built it inside of the regular nether, which means in order to get good rates out of it, we need to isolate the spawns of zombie piglins inside of our farm, which means that they can't be spawning anywhere outside of that area, which means we need to slab a lot of stuff. As few zombie piglins spawning and stealing our mob cap, and that's right, they're stealing it. They've plundered and pillaged our mob cap away from us. So as few zombie piglins spawning outside of the gold farm as possible. That's the goal. Anyway, chat room. I've been gone for about a week and a half. We're gonna take it kind of easy, and in these like return streams, as I nurse myself into recovery. What have you guys been doing for the last week and a half? Tell me what you guys have been up to. Where have you been? What have you been doing? Uskal, how's the art? Castle, how goes the job hunt? Online semester starts Monday. So you're doing... Is this college or like K through 12? And what country? I'm back to school on Wednesday. How is the social isolation going in a public classroom? What do the rules and restrictions look like? Put in an application that actually seemed in my range a few days ago, crossing my fingers. Nice. Wait, what do you mean by in your range, though? Like in physical driving distance, or like inside of your qualifications, like your qualifications meet their job listing? Boy, oh boy, is this an undertaking. For our school, teachers only have to salt additions and we need to bring packed lunch. So they're no longer serving lunches at your school? And like, what about the students? Also, I played with the quality of the stream. Castle, I trust your eyes. Has Alt F4 to pay respects? LOL Kappa? This guy's a beady eye, chat room. He's got them beady eyes. Know what I'm saying? Fight an iron golem if you're a pro? Is this guy 12? Does he think that like fighting iron golems is hard? Oh wait, we did almost die to an iron golem. But that's because we were unprepared. I hate when it keeps doing this. Keep my inventory where I have it, please. Default Minecraft, can we have like inventory locks? Like I want to be able to lock certain items in certain positions. They say we are at an age where Corona wouldn't affect us much. Oh yes, that's right. Our children need to have courage and need to be strong and learn the risk of life. Yes, we need to give children existential crises about their own mortality. Yes, let's do it. What's in the airline food with a 100-bit tip? It's my birthday, Pog. Love the content. Dude. I shouldn't have gotten that hype. Thanks for the 100 bits, man. Happy freaking birthday. See, like, where did this guy come from? That's what I want to know. Did he spawn just normally over in this area and then walk all the way over? Delete System 32 for good luck, LOL. Wait, no. Only George should delete System 32. So I took a page out of Uskull's book and dyed my hair pink, and it's faded out, but looks so cool. So, I mean, the obvious question was gonna be, how do you like it? But I think that was embedded in your original statement. That's awesome. Have you ever had wild hair colors before? Pink is pretty wild, right? It's unnatural. Like dyeing your hair blonde or something like that. It's pretty normal. It's not wild. IMO. But like an unnatural color, what? Pink, blues, stuff like that. The only people who that color is natural to is like anime if you're the protagonist. That's the only people who naturally have pink or blue hair. If you have dark hair and an anime, you're just a background character, I'm sorry. It's looking good to you so far. The sub numbers look pretty clear. It's 1080 now. The problem with pushing it this hard to get this much quality out of it is that, you know, we're pushing a higher bit rate, and in pushing a higher bit rate without the quality options means that some people might not be able to watch. But I'm also curious on, you know, quality of stream and like how did I just get shot by something? Did you see the flame like flicker fly by, or did like that Enderman light on fire from that over there, and then we saw the particle effects? Did he teleport past us, or am I just losing my mind? MLG. LOL, he was standing still. We're already almost out. This breaks my heart. Okay, so I'm not losing my mind, though. That's good. Well, he's just gone for forever. I know it might seem ridiculous, but holy crap, have I enjoyed this project. I like the small things that we've needed to do for it. Like, I think I enjoy slabbing the nether. Especially in like a white block like this. I think that it adds a lot of brightness and a lot of color that the nether was otherwise missing. And then, at the same time that we've done this, the like super complexity and the effort that's gone into creating a system as good as our zombie piglin farm. I think that that is also very cool and a very fun project. Sounds like it was an Enderman on fire. Okay, so my speculation, my hypothesis was correct. Okay. And I think he lit on fire there, and it might have been the dude that teleported that way. Oi. No. What is all of this? Maybe I shouldn't have blocked that because now we have lava. Like prior to blocking it, the lava was blocking a bunch of spawns because it's basically a liquid and zombie piglin can't spawn in liquid. And now without it, okay. There's a cave here that needs to be lit up. That's me communicating with future me saying, come back, fix this. That's what that says. Double checking that we've done this area correctly. Let me know if you guys see anything. Maybe I see the top of a block there. No, I was gonna say it's probably not going to matter, but then we actually saw a zombie piglin standing on it, and then I was like, damn it. Did you guys chill? Is that all the spawn spots there? I think so? Do I remember Dylan Raza? Something happened to my account. Well, presumably that's you. I'm gonna be honest, man. I usually am pretty good about remembering names, at least in passing, but off the top of my head, nothing, no light bulbs flickering, my man, I'm sorry. I could lie to you, and I could be like, oh yeah, dude, what's up? I could. Well, I'm not gonna, because that would be super disingenuous, and that's not who I am. Oh, are they still mad? Are they still angry? Are they all angry? Oh my lord. What about that dude that's up there? That I kind of missed. Is he angry? Oh, how deep are you? Okay, we should definitely do this cave, because I'm never gonna find it again. You're not angry. Yeah, you're a good lad. There's a lot of your brothers and sisters below me that are angry, though. I was trying to isolate what we actually need to cover and what we can, like, slim down. I can't reach. Okay. Through the fire and flame. What? Hello? They don't seem as angry now. You remember Dr. Disrespect? I was banned, but this is my new account. Yes, I am also. I'm actually PewDiePie, but I was banned. This is my other account. Wait, no. No, I'm Smosh. Wait, no. I'm Jacksepticeye. Wait, no. I'm out. That's a few level. Yeah, just a few. A handful. A smattering. Same thing. Future Nims, do your job. Okay, thankfully I have more cobblestone. Whew! Wait, no, I'm dumb. Seven hands with 78 fingers on each hand. Yo, somebody recently asked me a question. I'm gonna pose this question to chat room. Okay, here's the question, and I want real answers. Would you rather have toe-sized legs or leg-sized toes? Chat room. Would you rather have toe-sized legs or leg-sized toes? Toes, not toads. The answer cannot be no, Castle. Invalid. Your answer does not compute. Try again. Double check me, make sure I didn't miss any spots. Looking good, looking good. I think these torches can come off. Where's that other area that I smashed a bunch of torches down? I just know. Leg-sized toes. Toe-sized leg be cheaper to buy pants. Well, you wouldn't even need to buy pants, dude. Your legs would be like an inch long. I'm short, so leg-sized toe wouldn't make a difference. If you're short, then you'd still have like 1.5 foot long legs, which means you'd have 1.5 foot long toes. Imagine getting kicked by a guy with leg-sized toes. Leg-sized toes, and then I get them surgically removed later in life. Could you imagine? Like, oh no, the remote control to the TV, my phone is on the other end of the room. And then you just bust out your leg-sized toes in conjunction with your already like 3-foot legs. Then you have 3-foot toes. You've got like a 6-foot reach, dude. If you're in a room, everything is within toes reach. Not arms reach, to be clear. Not arms reach, but it'd be within toes reach. Could you walk on your toes? I don't know. If they were leg sized, you can. I would assume I would assume that the premise of the question is leg-sized toes. So I'm not thinking toes that are just 3 feet long, but they're still like brittle toe bones. I'm thinking like you have 10 leg-sized toes on the end of your foot. So you already have 2 legs. Imagine if on the end of your 2 legs, you had 10 more legs. But instead of them being in the shape of a leg, they're in the shape of a toe, but they're just scaled up like crazy. Imagine cutting those toenails. Disgusting. Yo, hedge trimmers, we got it. NBD. Oi. Oi. Dude. Zero chill out here. Are we talking like long leg toes with an ankle? No, your toes don't have an ankle. So ankle. So why would your leg size toes? It's just the size of a leg. Think about the girth, the length. Scale up how big your toes are to the same scale of your legs. Not just one dimension, but all dimensions. Doing leg day on your toes, shaking my head. Put a shoe on every toe? You'd basically have to, right? Some sort of padding or something? Maybe you get like horseshoes, not real shoes, but like the metal horseshoe on the end of your toe. Bro, your foot would be buff. I mean, if you didn't skip toe day, it would be. I mean, as opposed to what? Okay, let's give this a fair shake, right? The alternative is having toe-sized legs. Now, what sort of person would want toe-sized legs? We're talking legs that are actually an inch long. Maybe less. My pinky toe's not an inch. My big toe's probably about an inch long. Let's be honest. But my pinky toe? Nah, maybe half an inch. So if we took some sort of average size of a toe, call it 3/4 of an inch, okay? You got 3/4 inch long legs. Dude, you can't even, do those even count as legs? And then you just got feet right under him, like regular sized feet, right? So for all intents and purposes, the bottom of your torso, it just like rounds off and you just got feet. Oh, hey. Selena says that our test results might have come in. Hers came in before mine? What? Amazon emailing me, my phone company emailing me, bills that got paid. Those are my most recent emails. Spam folder. Nothing. Okay, hang on. Okay, well, maybe they just got to hers first. Oh, well. We're about to find out right now on stream if I had COVID. I would go for toe-sized legs, join the penguins. Yes, that's exactly it. Yeah, you would be a penguin. You'd just be feet right on the bottom of a body. You'd basically be ankle. You'd effectively have a double jointed ankle. That's all it would be. With toe-sized legs, you would be a penguin. 100%. Dude, you got it. You figured it out. So the question is, do you want to be a 12 appendaged next step in evolution human being, or do you want to be a penguin? If you had toe-sized legs, I gotta make sure that we got everything done here. With toe-sized legs, are there any advantages to that? And presumably everything else is normal, right? Because that was the basis for the question. Would you rather have leg-sized toes or toe-sized legs? There was no mention of, like, any other changes. Either way, you can skip leg day with no detriment. The ultimate goal is to push it to this wall, for the record. I just don't have the cobblestone for that. Wait, wasn't there like a cavern we found? that like popped out somewhere. Oh lord. Dude, Pog? There were 3 of them. I didn't shoot the 3rd one. I didn't expect there to be a wall there. Yeah. Y'all remember where the torches popped us out at? It was somewhere below. Oh, there it is. We found it. We want to work from the front back. We'll go through and just fill in any small voids like this. That we really don't need to slab. I mean, yeah, you can get the Discord, but careful, because you're getting real close to the vein of advertising, and I'm gonna give you a heads up. My answer is just going to be a very polite no, and I wish you the best with your project. You could reach everything on the top shelf because your tiptoes would be bigger, but that's the only advantage I could think of for leg-sized toes. Nah, dude, there's so many advantages. You could reach anything, not just on the top shelf, but anything anywhere in the room. Have you ever been so like lazy and cathartic that you've like kicked the remote towards yourself because you couldn't sit up to actually grab it? Well, your kick reach would now be 3 feet longer because you have 3-foot toes. Oh, there's a hole right here. Sneaky. This might be a little hard to escape. Okay, no, we got it. Face planted into a wall at like maximum speed though. But we did it. I like how he just stood there and looked at me after I hit him the first time. Oh, his dad came to beat me up. I bet my dad can beat up your dad. Imagine swimming with that big of toes. Exactly! You would put Michael Phelps to shame with 10 rudders, with 10 flappers, with 10 fins. Oh my God, you would just be insane. They would ban you from the Olympics because you would just clean out every sport. Could you imagine galloping with 10 leg-sized toes? It would be incredible. Would you still need shoes though? I would imagine that you'd have to have some sort of covering on the tip of your toes in order to prevent them from being like not comfortable, right? You walk barefoot on like concrete or asphalt. Nah, dude, we're good. Or climbing trees? Imagine how good you'd be at climbing trees. I don't know about you, but I climb trees all the time in my personal life. Definitely. It's very much so an everyday skill for me. And so if I could get 10 limbs better, well, technically, I guess the net result would be like 8 limbs better. If I could get 8 limbs better, yo, my daily quality of life goes through the roof. New people to chat are gonna be so confused. They'll catch up, I believe. Chat room is smart. Excuse you. Excuse you. I need this spot. Why are you using that nether gold texture pack? It's a good question. So it also affects quartz, and it also affects all ores in the game. The reason why is it makes them easier to see, specifically for one grand purpose: diamonds in the overworld. So ores, lava is a completely opaque block. You cannot see through lava. But lava sits at 7/8 of a block tall, which means that when you're exploring or looking for diamonds in the overworld, let me see if I can find you an example. Okay. Look at this block, right? Okay, here, boom, perfect example. Okay, look at this block. We can see that it's just regular old netherrack. Look at this block. If it weren't for my ore border texture pack, we would not know that this is quartz. We wouldn't know. We'd just be clueless. Now, imagine that this is regular stone and this is diamond. Same thing. We would not know the difference between this being stone and this being diamond because the flecks of the ore are below the height of the lava. So because we use the ore border, it allows us to see what the ore is even when it's under lava. And that's a perfect example right there. Regular versus quartz. I don't have a project command because I'm kind of a pleb. But I'll tell you what the project is. Project is this. This is the project. Hang on, we gotta get that nice like screenshot. Ba-blam. Something like that. This is the project. This is what we're working on. This is what we're trying to accomplish. This is the goal. This is our motivation. This is the hope, the dream, the desire. This is our muse. It is a zombie piglin, and you can actually see the zombies falling through right there. Yeah. It's a zombie piglin gold farm that is designed for the player to kill all the zombies. Oh, hey, I missed my jump. LOL. To kill all the zombies with a looting 3 sword. To kill. That was a really clean flight. I missed my jump, but then flew perfectly. To kill all the zombies with a looting 3 sword, which gives us maximum rates on gold ingots and gold nuggets. Well, we then run that through a quad filter array, because the number of drops that we're gonna get from this number of zombies, and right now they're cramming, the number of drops that we're gonna get from this number of zombies is going to exceed what a single hopper could do. It even exceeds what a single like 2 hoppers could do. It even exceeds what 3 hoppers could do. So we have 4 hoppers. You can see that there are 4 hopper minecarts that lead into 4 unique filter systems that are all clones of each other. So we have 4 golden nugget filters, 4 golden ingot filters, and then 4 item trashing system, 4 smart dispenser trashing systems. So that way we can process the sheer number of golden nuggets, golden ingots, rotten flesh, and golden swords in order to keep up with how fast this farm is going to be. Cool. So now we have all these golden nuggets and golden ingots, and we just trash the rotten flesh and the golden swords. We don't need those. Now we have this crazy amount of golden ingots and golden nuggets. Well, let's look at what we're gonna do with the golden nuggets. First, this is what we do with all the golden nuggets. So we're just gonna put them over here in this chest, and you can see that I've emptied out the chest recently. You could imagine I could just stand here and be like, yo, hang on. We AFK. And then like a new swarm of zombie piglin moves in. What's a communal name, right? You've got a murder of crows. What is a communal name for like a pack of zombie piglin? A throng? Anyway, it's gotta be something sort of deadly. Anyway, you guys think on that. So now that we're murdering all of these zombie piglins in bulk, we take the golden nuggets and run them into this giant storage system. All of these chests, I believe there are 30 double chests, which gives us something like 4,000 golden nuggets worth of storage, are just for gold nuggets. What the player is then expected to do is to take all these golden nuggets, and you can see them filtering in here, is to take all these golden nuggets, quickly convert them into golden bars, and then add those golden bars to this barrel, which you can see there is a hopper underneath, to then ship them off to a place. We'll get to that into a second. We also take the golden ingots and ship them off to that place as well. So remember, we have the 4 filter systems, 4 golden nugget filters, 4 golden ingot filters, and then 4 trash cans. So the golden ingots then combine with the player crafted golden ingots and go up a very long tube. A very long tube of upward droppers. And here, let's get that tube running. We'll get that tube running. They see me running, and... All right. And this is a smart, look at this. It only does 2 items at a time, every 3 seconds. Because we have 4 piglin up there to barter with. So 2 items every 3 seconds is the same thing as 4 items every 6 seconds. And 4 items every 6 seconds is what our bartering system can handle. We have 4 piglins. They can do 1 barter every 6 seconds, so we could do 4 barters every 6 seconds with 4 piglins, which means we need 4 gold ingots every 6 seconds. So 4 gold ingots every 6 seconds is the same thing as 2 gold ingots every 3 seconds. So anyway, now we can see the dropper evader is, we can see it moving 2 gold ingots at a time here, which is exactly what we want to do. That's what we want. Notice that they're roughly 3 seconds apart. Yeah, XP bar isn't rainbow anymore. Oh, dude, you're right. It's not. With the new patches, it's been messing up my texture packs. I'll get it fixed by next stream. Thank you for reminding me. Why did you change your XP bar? Originally it was for June Pride Month, but the number of people that had like a violently negative reaction to me, and I'm not LGBT plus, I'm not, I'm just a straight dude. To me, Pride Month was like, hey, these people are having like human rights problems and they're having like equality issues. I'll show support, yeah? But then during the month of June, the amount of outcry against that we experienced clearly showed me that it was a bigger conversation that I was unaware of. And so I was just like, you know what, we're just gonna keep it year round. Showing support for a marginalized group of people should not be a monthly fad. So, anyway. What is the sound thing at the bottom right called? Subtitles or captions? You can find them in 2 different places, subtitles here, and then it's also under accessibility and subtitles here. Anyway, so we take all the gold that we get from killing the piglin, and we take all the gold that we get by combining the nuggets together to get ingots to then run that through the system. And we divide that through 3 perfectly even item sorting or item splitter systems. So if you divide a line of, it seems counterintuitive, 1 divided by 3 is 4. I know that sounds weird, but that's the truth here. Because we're actually dividing it in half 3 times. So we take our 1 flow in, which we could call 100%, and then we divide it in half, so then it becomes 50% and 50%, and then we divide our 50s in half, which gives us 25, 25, 25, and 25. So then we have 25% of our gold ingots here, 25 there, 25 there, and 25 here. And then let's go ahead and add some more gold ingots to the system. We can see, pay attention to the piglin as they're, okay, let's watch this guy. Right as soon as he drops his bar, a new one is shot out. Look at how clean that motion looks. It almost looks as if as it falls on him, that's what's triggering him to drop his old ingot. That's how clean the timing is. And so what this is and what's actually happening here is we have this perfectly synchronized with the time it takes for a piglin to finish a barter. Obviously, the dispenser system here is independent of the piglin down here. There's no check, there's no nothing. We have nothing inside this chamber. I have just timed the gold ingot system flawlessly to work exactly at the same speed that zombie piglins barter at. And so now we can see that we have all 4 piglins. I just added some gold to the barrel down below. And now we have all 4 piglins all bartering in unison. And then their items being run through a double filter array. So this is a filter array here, and this is a filter array here, in order to keep up with the massive flow of items that we expect out of the bartering system. 1 piglin generates like 2.3 items per second. So 4 piglin... No, it's less than that. Sorry, I misspoke. It's like 1.2 items per second. Yeah. 1 piglin generates 1.2 items per second. Adjusting for like stack sizes divided by, 6-second windows and blah, 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 blah. So they effectively, on average over a great period of time, generate 1.2 items per second. Well, we know that hoppers move 2.5 items per second. So 2 piglins together generates 2.4 items per second, which means that we can have 1 row of hoppers dedicated to 2 piglins. But we wanted 4 piglins, which means that we need to have 2 independent hopper systems to keep up with the expected 4.8 items per second that the farm would generate. So we have 2.4 here and 2.4 here. And then, because we have 2 independent lines, each operating at 2.4 items per second, which is under the maximum speed of a hopper, which is 2.5. So 2.4 is less than 2.5, so we're all good. So then we run that through a whole bunch of hopper filters, pretty standard filters, out to the very end. And this is a potion filter here. I want to call this my own design, but it's really so simple that I really doubt that it belongs to anyone. So anyway, what we're effectively doing with this potion filter, so this will filter out anything that's bottle related. So water bottles, regular glass bottles, any potions, anything like that, this will filter out. So it'll filter out the water bottles, the potions of fire resistance, and the splash potions of fire resist. So we effectively lock a bottom hopper. So this bottom hopper is here is locked. We attempt to put something from this hopper into the brewing stand. If the item from this hopper can go into the brewing stand, then it must have been some sort of bottle derivative. So water bottle, glass bottle, potion of something, right? And if it cannot go into the brewing stand, then it must not be a water bottle, and it must be something else. In which case we trash it. And that's what this is here. This is a smart dropper that just trashes the items. So we don't care about the books of soul speed. We don't care about the iron boots that are enchanted with soul speed. We're just gonna throw those in the lava. Don't care. But we also don't care about the splash potions of fire resist. Splash potions are kind of hard to use. So what I do from this point, now we've isolated down our potions from everything else into water bottles, potions of fire resist, and splash potions of fire resist. Then down here, so we combine those 2 outputs together, and then we run it into another smart dispenser this time, and this smart dispenser is facing down. And so whenever it shoots out the item, if it is a regular potion, oh, it's not facing down, it's facing to the side, that's fine. If it's a regular bottle, so a potion of fire resist or a water bottle, then it's just shot out and collected by the hopper. But if it's a splash potion of fire resist, well, then it's dispensed in an attempt to create the splash potion of fire resist effect and thus destroyed, which is effectively allowing us to filter out all of the splash potions of fire resist, which is why sometimes whenever the farm is up and running, you hear glass breaking. Lastly, because the potion sorting system is very vulnerable to speed and item density, you really, really, really want to handle overflow in a way that's not behind the potion filter. So we actually have potion we actually have item overflow built directly into the storage system. So you can see here that we see these 3 hoppers that are going to the left and these 3 hoppers that go to the right. And then we see how this is mirrored. And then we see these 4 things of lava. These are 4 redundant item destruction points. So if this ever completely fills up, which it does, then what would happen is the item would, here's a potion of fire resistance. See, it would instead be placed into this hopper, which places it into this dropper, which shoots it into this lava. However, if there's an open slot, well, instead, here, we gotta actually do it from 1 up. It gets placed here. So if there's open storage below, then it goes into the open storage. But if this storage below is completely full, then it goes into the dispenser and thus destroyed by our item overflow. And we have 4 of these. And just to be sure that we can keep up with the sheer scale, the sheer number of items that are being generated by this farm. Yeah. I kind of don't care about water bottles. Is that wrong of me? Should I care? Wow, this has been... Somebody did like the exclamation mark project command. I don't even have a project command. But all of this explanation is just to answer what the project would be if we did have such a command. I hope that guy feels very satisfied. Flame Wheel says he's satisfied. Okay, that's all that matters. Oh, I ran out of ender pearls. Am I dumb? No. Dude, he like stops moving and it throws me for such a loop. Like, I expect him to continue moving, so like I like pre-swing. And it's so hard to get the like jump crit attacks because they juke you out so much. Dude, Enderman, actually kind of big brain. Minus the lack of a Nims too. Let's be honest, I don't know if this thing would fit into a single tutorial video. Building the capture and destruction system alone already feels kind of tough. That already feels like a 20-minute video, right? And I'm not about to make a 45-minute tutorial. I'm making highlights on Twitch of past streams. We're just uploading all the VODs to our second YouTube channel. Exclamation mark YouTube 2. I'd love to see with the farm with the nether fog off. Is that an option now? FOV effects. Is that only a thing that you can get inside of Optifine? I'm really curious how there continue to be so many Endermen in this area. They shouldn't be able to spawn anymore, unless they're just spawning this far back. I mean, look at how destroyed? Broken this terrain looks. Like, look at how jagged it is. That's not normal generation. This is clearly Enderman destroying stuff. How far back does this, like, warped forest go? It doesn't go back for forever, but it still goes back quite a ways. Let's go get a hoe, chat room. Let's go get a U. Diamond hoe? No. No. We clearly need another ray hoe. I wonder how many times that joke has been made by just various members of the Minecraft community. Being like, oh hey, I need to do XYZ thing that requires the tool, a hoe. And then using that and being like, you, XYZ person, is that tool. I bet that joke has been made 1,000,000 times. Let's be honest. If you gave me a high-low on that joke being made 1,000,000 times, I'd bet high. You sound kind of like Captain Sparkles. Maybe Captain Sparkles sounds kind of like me. Did you ever consider that? Ooh, gotcha. It is very easy jokes, isn't it? What? I didn't expect to see them up there. How long do you play Minecraft? Are you asking about like my lifetime achievement in Minecraft, or are you asking how long do I typically stream for? You know what, I'll answer both questions. I've played Minecraft since alpha. I've played Minecraft since it was a really crappy little browser game. Now, I haven't played consistently through that time. I would say that in the, 9 years that Minecraft has been out, I've been playing Minecraft for only like 7 of those 9 years. Whenever it was that, first that little crappy browser game, I looked at it, I jumped around, I built a house, and then I didn't touch it again for quite a while, until basically Redstone came out. And then once Redstone came out, I was hooked, and I was done. Now there was a point, and then I played it very consistently from that point up until don't know, like 2018, where I took about a year break just off of YouTube, off of Twitch. Well, I was still streaming, but just I didn't touch Minecraft because I was just so disenfranchised with the Minecraft community as a whole. So yeah, I'd say out of the 9 years that Minecraft has been a game publicly facing, I would say that I've only played about 7 of them. And how long do I typically stream for? Like 5 or 6 hours per stream. Not the longest. I'm gonna be streaming less for a little while because I've just been super sick, and until like my energy levels are back up, we're at the whim of like my health. They are really watching from above. I wish that they were facing me. It would make it even punchier. I'm really curious why Candy got her results back so much quicker than I did. I don't know. Was it wrong of me to be annoying? Should I be more patient? And how did she... Am I allowed, Candy, are you watching? Am I allowed to say what your results were? I'm gonna say what mine are, but like... I think it's technically against the law for me to reveal somebody else's results without their permission. Candy, do I have your permission to say what your results were to the COVID test? What did I do before streaming? I just worked a bunch of like retail jobs, basically. Candy has told me that I'm not allowed to be like, I didn't go to college or anything, but I don't have a degree. I don't have any specialized skill set. So just regular like retail jobs is all I've done. That can technically stay. It's floor to ceiling, which means that nothing can spawn there. When you... So it could be today or tomorrow, don't quote me. Okay. Technically, I think all of this can stay as well. However, I want to clear it just because I want to be able to see back here better. It's kind of an obnoxious, tight space, and I want to make sure that I properly block the spawning of everything. So like that stuff that goes up to the ceiling, I don't think that's a problem. Is it? Nah, we'll leave it. See, it's so claustrophobic back here that I guarantee we're just gonna miss spots. What is this? Like, am I in... It just opens up to some ravine? I think this will be okay, because whenever we come back and we, like, start to fill in all of this space, or excuse me, whenever we start to slab all of this space, it's all effectively the same thing, right? Okay. Oh, Lord. Oh, what? It just opens up? Okay. I had no idea this place existed. Why are there so many Endermen right there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 minimum? It's like freaking this tiny little pathway here opens up to this like grand open world. Like this is when you know, whenever you find like a spot in the woods and like it looks like it's a clearing that opens up and then you want it to open to some like big magical area, maybe with a waterfall. I feel like that's what this is, right? Like this is an objectively gorgeous screenshot. This is pretty to look at. There's a lot of depth, there's a lot of interesting color, there's a lot of like life, it is an objectively cool area to look at. Look at that. Like off in the distance, we've got like the lava waterfall. We've got the juxtaposition between the warped forest or the warped trees versus the red netherrack. We've got the black in the Endermen that are giving us signs of life. We've got the zombie piglin that are around and moving. We've got the what is it? The shroom light and the fire creating like this really cool effect. And hell, there might even be way off in the distance. Maybe that's just a fog effect. Let's go look. No. I was gonna be like, yo, there might even be a bastion or another fortress just over there off in the distance, but there was not. This is an objectively cool screenshot. But not what we wanted to see. Look at all the depth. Look at all the layering that's happening. This is going to be the hardest area for us to slab. And it also feels like sacrilege to destroy this in the name of rates. And to open into that area after like this tiny little hole. Oh god, there's even more up above. Thankfully, this only looks like one thick. I missed. What do you need to slab it for? What farm? Homeboy must have just joined the stream. Boom. This guy. It is a zombie piglin farm that's combined with a piglin bartering system, piglin bartering farm. What is the most effective way to get twisted vines? I haven't looked into it. However, are they bone mealable? Like this thing is what you're talking about. If I were to bone meal the base, does it make the top grow? Presumably it's something about like bone mealing it to then accelerate its height and then having a player AFKing, destroy, breaking it as it grows. Treat it like a... what's something analogous to this? Actually, you don't even need the player to do it. Shoot, I'm dumb. Do they grow automatically or only when bone mealed? Either way, let's say bone meal. He asked for the most effective way to get it, not efficient. So I'm going to assume by effective he means he wants it the fastest. So a pumpkin melon composter array. So what you're going to do is set up a pumpkin and melon farm and then run all of the output from that pumpkin melon farm through a composter array. This is by far the most efficient way to obtain bone meal in bulk. And then you take that bone meal and you spam it against, you know, your twisted vine. Presumably bone meal can accelerate the growth of twisted vines. And then you just have some sort of observer that piston pushes and breaks the twisted vine once it reaches a certain height. That's what you do. Got it. May I ask why you're not building on top of the farm on top of the nether ceiling? It's a good question. I think that getting on top of the ceiling is kind of cheesy. I'm not going to call it cheating, but I will call it cheesy. I mean, think about it in the grand scheme of things, right? I'm playing hardcore Minecraft. That means that there's a thematic, there's a feeling, there's a risk that I want to have in my Minecraft world. Getting on top of the nether, there is no risk, there is no nothing. So it breaks the kind of contract that I've made with myself for the thematic of this playthrough. Additionally, no mobs spawn up there. Mobs do not spawn on Bedrock. Additionally, Bedrock is not meant to be broken. Bedrock is not meant to be moved. Bedrock is not meant to... You are not supposed to pass through Bedrock. Is it just me or stream darker than usual? It might be. But like, is darkness bad? Are the colors better? I don't know. Welcome, Mooskall. I was wondering about you. Anyway, so mobs don't spawn on top of the nether, which means that it kind of breaks the social contract, like I just said. It's also a perfectly flat area, which is outside of the expected world for a survival Minecraft. So not only is it breaking the kind of contract that I've made with myself to experience hardcore, but it also breaks the contract that I've made with myself to just experience survival. Because I'm building in effectively a super flat world. And it is a super flat world with 0 mob spawns. And very clearly, the original intention of Bedrock was to not allow players to move through it. I mean, that's just the normal Minecraft vignette that's more apparent in the blue biome. The blue biome really ups the vignette. But then watch as we transition into the red one. See, the vignette actually releases. But it's still there. Like, the edge of the vignette is, it's gonna be so hard to sort of demonstrate this. Okay, so the edge of the vignette in the red biome is right here. Do you see it? The edge of the vignette in the blue biome, you can actually see it shrinking, is now in. So we're, you know, this distance away from the UI. So right here. And as we shift over, and it expands, okay, and now it's all the way out here. So there is a vignette that maybe you just weren't seeing before because of our color compression being bad. I tried really hard in the off days to make the stream look as high quality as possible. Since I wasn't streaming, I was like, yo, we're gonna figure this out. But the edges are darker than normal. Again, so it has to do with color ranges. We're now using a full color range versus a partial color range. A partial color range will kind of brighten up the image. A full color range will allow for more contrast, which means your darks will be darker, your brights will be brighter. A partial color range will kind of smooth all of those things out. So the brights won't be as bright, but the darks won't be as, and the darks won't be as dark. Everything will be just more middle. So in a full color range, we should see more contrast. The difference between like the black of the edge of the farm should be greater now than the brightness of the middle of the farm, especially the blacks here in comparison to the whites of the nether, or the what are these called? Beacons. Yeah, the black of the obsidian versus the white of the beacon. So, a couple more questions. Will you make the gold farm bigger, and is it your primary XP farm? I would not define it as primary because we got to level 400 off of a skeleton experience grinder plus fishing farm, basically. I would say that we got to level 300 off of a fishing farm and skeleton experience grinder being used in conjunction. We got to level 350 off of, let's say like level 330 off of villager trading. Level 360 off of a drowned farm. I'm gonna guess like level 400 we then hit off of a raid farm, and then from level 400 to now, so the 146 levels has been from the zombie piglin farm. Maybe a couple of levels splashed in from the time that we spent working on the blaze farm. I usually use vanilla tweaks to get rid of the vignette. It drives me nuts playing, but it doesn't really bother me watching someone. Yeah, Minecraft has a pretty strong vignette. And a lot of people just don't even notice it, if we're being honest. Clawley! How are you? Tell me all about how you love the barbecue sauce. I want to hear it, and I'm not trying to be facetious. I actually want to know. How does the beacon work? I thought it needs to have nothing above it. Hey, you're about to learn. A beacon will work, you know how it can work through glass? Well, there's one more block that it can work through, and that's bedrock. A beacon will work just fine through bedrock. I need to go get more rockets, actually. So will this be the main farm for the while? I don't want to call it the main farm, but I will say that yes, this is probably the highest XP farm that I have made in my world so far. I would say that this farm is shaping up to be the most powerful farm in the world. Between the sheer amount of experience that it generates and the drops that piglins create through bartering, just unbelievably powerful. And in response to the creeper farm, I have a darkroom mob farm that spawns creepers. It can spawn, you know, zombies and skeletons and creepers and witches and spiders and endermen and apparently we're competing for mob cap somewhere right now. Oh, it's just nighttime, that's why. So it can spawn all of the things, creepers included, and that's what I use for like creeper stuff. How many hardcore deaths have you had? I'm going to assume like how many hardcore worlds have I lost is kind of what your question is, because obviously if I died in this world, the world would be gone. So how many worlds have I lost? And to that end, the answer is 3. This is my 4th ever hardcore world, my 4th ever. Oh, I remember what I was doing. Oh boy, let me tell you, the first time I tried it, I was transported to a haven of blissful flavor. You don't know how much you just warmed my heart, lifted my spirits, and elevated my soul. Every Kansas Cityan knows Gates Barbecue. Every Kansas Cityan has like a memory from Gates. That is, well, there's absolutely debate if Gates is or isn't the best barbecue Kansas City has to offer. Spoiler, it's not. There is no doubt that Gates is a Kansas City barbecue. And I'm assuming your longest world ever. Oh, most definitely. This is easily the most successful world. The first world, I was barely able to set up like a fishing farm before losing the world. This world, I mean, look at the project. I went from like hardcore worlds that I could barely build a fishing farm without dying to this. So like, yeah. Even if I were to take world 1, 2, and 3, combine those together and multiply it by 10, it still wouldn't compare to the amount of time that we've lived in this world. And we've had some very close calls. Notably, the closest call that we've had was going down to half a heart post-totem through villager cramming. We hit half a heart, literally 1 HP, after our totem broke. 1 heart. Excuse me, half a heart, 1 HP after a broken totem. That was the closest that we've gotten in this world. I've never heard of this Gates place. I live in NY, so it's not a chain. Oh yeah, no, it's not a chain. It's local Kansas City barbecue. There's like 2 or 3 locations in Kansas City. Yeah, Gates is very much so a local thing. But, as it turns out, you can buy their barbecue sauce on Amazon. And so Clawley, after hearing me go on and on and on about how Kansas City barbecue is some of the best barbecue in the world, and how it is recognized the world over, how good it is, she's like, okay, Nims has talked a lot of game. Let's see if he can back it up. So then I was like, we found a barbecue sauce that she could readily order. She ordered it, and, quote, was transported to a haven of blissful flavor. Yeah. If I were to buy some of this barbecue sauce, how should I eat it? I mean, the most traditional way, and the way that most people would have access to, is to smoke a brisket. Oh God. Is to smoke a brisket and then apply the barbecue sauce basically 3 times. You should let the brisket marinade in the barbecue sauce before you cook it. You should then apply the barbecue sauce about halfway through the smoke, and then you should dip your brisket in it post smoking. However, that might be out of your range of like culinary, but that's the technical way that you should try it that most people would have access to. But even, I mean, I'm super simplifying there, because if you were to just marinate it in the barbecue sauce, then like that's kind of heretical in the barbecue community. You should really have a specialty marinade or a specialty rub. Sorry, but what's a brisket? Okay, we're gonna hit up Google for that one, because I guarantee Google's able to explain that one better than I can. Alright. Because, like, to tell you to make burnt ends or something, I know that burnt ends are, like, a local thing. Okay, brisket is a cut of meat from the breast or lower chest of beef or veal. The beef brisket is one of the 9 beef primal cuts, though the definition of cut differs internationally. Brisket looks about like, yeah, sure, Texas style. I'm still fine with this. Let's shut off my auto dark mode. Allowed 12 to 18 hours. Yeah, that sounds about right. At 165, 16 to 20 hours. Yep, that's about it. That sounds about right. Dry brine. Fire up the smoker. Rub your meat. Yep. This is about right. Yep. Here, let's just see if there's like images we can get of a brisket. Yeah, this is pretty representative. Why am I incognito? I'm not. This might just be my Kansas City privilege because like half of Kansas Cityans that own a house have a grill. Like if you own a house in Kansas City, then you probably own a grill that has a smoker attached to it. That's just about half of the people that I know that own homes also have smokers. Why is the top bar black then? Because I just have a thing? Like I have a theme? Can I dip some chicken in it or something? Sure, you could get like shredded chicken and do it that way. I mean, okay, so you could probably do this a number of ways, right? If you wanted to be super lazy and just wanted to give it a fair shake, you could do like a barbecue chicken sandwich. I would say that that's fair. You could take something like Little Smokies, throw them in a slow cooker with a little bit of Gates barbecue sauce. Maybe throw in like a little bit, like 1 cup. Like 8 ounces of your favorite beer, and then maybe a tad, like a splash of apple cider vinegar or something like that. And that would give you like a really good like base to cook your Little Smokies in. And then I agree with Flame Wheel sentiment in that basically anything that you put ketchup on, you could probably also put barbecue sauce on. God, this makes me so hungry. Hey, Rising Gamer. Not really a great conversation there, man. You came to the wrong place to talk about that. Barbecue. What, do you want a command that just counts the number of times we've talked about barbecue on stream? Is that what you were going for, Uskal? My aunt has a smoker, but they're super into cooking and having barbecues and are known for doing elaborate parties. I mean... I am in actual physical pain trying to sell my morals here. But if you just wanted to try it, I would agree that you could put it on like shredded chicken and then have like a shredded barbecue chicken sandwich. I would say that that's fair. And you could use it for like Little Smokies like I described earlier. Basically any beef product. Like a little barbecue sauce on like a hamburger is pretty good. And then basically anything that you could dip ketchup into, like Freedom was saying earlier, anything that you could dip ketchup into, I would say is also, while it's not gonna be the most representative of a true experience, it's still pretty. You'll get the idea. Ketchup on mac and cheese, but not barbecue sauce? Yo, you could absolutely... Barbecue mac and cheese is 100% a thing. But, like, I'm not even memeing you right now. Straight no memes. I'm pretty sure that's one of like Candy's favorite ways of preparing mac and cheese. How am I feeling today? I still feel really tired. I'm just trying to take it chill here, have a nice little chill stream, kind of hang out. But every day that passes, I'm feeling better. Barbecue mac and cheese, you can get that from Panera. Yeah. Barbecue mac and cheese is freaking not. Yeah. Barbecue season, barbecue sauce. Oh my lord. I just see that's a meme. That's my last stack. Sound better than yesterday? Well, thanks, I think. I mean, my energy levels are just slowly coming back. I was telling Selena, Candy, I wonder how much of this is like, because I absolutely, something happened to me. 100%, there's no doubt in my mind. All of a sudden, I developed like a dry cough. I was suffering from like extreme exhaustion. Like extreme muscle fatigue, but no fever, no weirdness with like loss of smell. I was constantly out of breath. So like, I don't know, what do you make of that? So we've been really good about our social lockdown, but we continued being really good about our social lockdown. We were going for like intermittent walks in parks, and we've even stopped doing that, just in case, like, what if I breathed and like the wind perfectly took my breath into somebody else's face or something like that. So we stopped doing that ever since I started like displaying symptoms. No. Yes. No. Okay. So, what is it now? Like 2 days ago, I was like, you know what? I wonder if there's like some mental aspect here, some like thing that like I'm undernourished or something like that. So I was like, you know what I'm gonna do? We've seen early reports that like vitamin D deficiencies have an outcome on your likelihood of recovering from COVID. I was like, whether it's COVID or not, spending some time outside is good. Like sitting in the sun, has a positive effect on your health, with the exception of like skin cancer, right? So I went outside and I like sat in the sun 2 days ago for like just 30 minutes or something like that. Think that think that I've effectively just like tanned in my backyard for a few minutes. And just that, like doing that, we also got me some orange juice, which, you know, vitamin D as well. So between the orange, and then it's all about staying hydrated. So we also got like Gatorade, and like Candy's really been hounding me on drinking water as well. So between drinking the water, we've also tried to, because I have less energy, that means I'm cooking less, which means we're getting prepared food more, or like delivery and whatnot. So I also was like, yo, Candy, can we do something to like prepare our own food? So we did meal prep. So I think that between doing the meal prep, going outside and getting a dose of sunlight, and then like the orange juice hydrating me, also giving me vitamin D, and then also the just making sure that I was drinking enough fluids, I felt better almost immediately. So I wonder if I just hit a point where I'm like malnourished because of quarantine and not necessarily from, maybe malnourished might not be the right word. What's the thing where it's like you're not getting the correct vitamins and nutrients? What is that one? Deficient. Like, what if I'm like some sort of vitamin deficiency? So I wonder if that's what's happening. Like, we've been inside, we haven't changed our diets, and I wonder if like there was some sort of like vitamin deficiency that happened because of not getting the correct food in quarantine. Does that make sense? Well, we ran out of slabs. Let me catch up in chat. Just getting hit by waves of fatigue for like a week. I mean, yeah, that's what mine was. Also conjured a very disturbing, sexy image of the Phoenix slash barbecue sauce. Wait, what? What did I miss? Nightmare fuel? Is this sweet barbecue sauce or savory barbecue sauce? Both? So Kansas City does not do a vinegar-based barbecue sauce. There's one place in town, and they're the OG Kansas City barbecue. However, they're the only ones that do the type of barbecue that they do. Everyone else in town is now on a sweeter barbecue sauce. Gates is probably the most savory of the sweet barbecue sauces. So for my Kansas City palate, Gates is probably, it would be something that I would consider savory. However, in the traditional sense, it's probably a more sweet barbecue. However, it's the most savory of sweet barbecues in Kansas City. I was outside for 4 hours, got a sunburn despite having put on level 30 sunscreen. That's an oof. I just laid directly in the sun for like 30 minutes. No sunscreen. Maybe that's dumb. Maybe like old me will be mad that I did that. I don't know. Laid outside in the sun, like 30 minutes. I just got gorgeously tanned. That's all that happened. Candy just gets mad at me. I don't burn. I think SPF 50 is a joke. I think that the highest I've ever seen is like SPF 60. I mean, look at my level. Let's let it build back up. I'm with Candy on this one. I'm jealous. Yeah, sorry. Like, whenever I turn the webcam on and get all the bright studio lights on, it really drowns out my complexion. Not that webcam. Who even uses a webcam? Come on. But like, I really do have a relatively dark skin tone for like a white person. Okay, they're cramming. Watch my experience bar. See how it's right here? Consider that I'm level 546 and that experience growth is exponential. And watch, after we kill this set of piglin, watch what it does. We can actually see the experience bar quickly moving. Like, we can visually see it, which is insanity to me. I feel like I could get a level a minute here. You know, with exponential losses, of course. And see this loss, this slow rates here. The slow rates here is a problem of not having slabbed enough nether. So what's happening is the zombie piglin go to spawn, and they either have a choice of spawning inside of our farm or outside of it. Whenever they spawn inside, they see the turtle egg, they fall down into our trap, and we kill them, no problem. Whenever they're outside of the farm, that's where we have issues. So they'll spawn, and depending on the distance they are away from the player, they either just sit there for forever and ever, never despawning, which consumes our mob cap and thus lowers the rates of the farm, or permanently lowers the rates of the farm, or they spawn, but they're so far away from the player, they're far enough away from the player to be able to spawn, but not so far, wait, they're not far, how do you say this? I know what I'm thinking, I just don't know how to communicate it. They're not so far away from the player that they can't spawn, but they're close enough to the player that they can. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, they can spawn. However, they're far enough from the player that they can't stay there, right? So they're in the area that they can spawn. However, they will eventually despawn if the player doesn't get close enough. So he spawns, and then he sits there for like 5 seconds to 5 minutes, and eventually despawns, which then releases that zombie piglin's mob cap, and thus allows it to potentially respawn back inside of our piglin farm. That one would then result in a temporary loss of rates or loss of efficiency. So the first one is a permanent loss, and the second one is a temporary loss. Well, I believe we've hit most of the spots where permanent piglin loss is happening. We first built in the middle of a lava lake, which just cleaned up a lot of spawns just right off the bat. We can see that, like, I don't see any swords, I don't see any piglin. I mean, obviously we're just deep deep under here. But at this height, we should expect to see some, like, enchanted swords or something. And there just are none. We're just not seeing them. Which means that they're not, like, just chilling underneath the lava. There's not really much of a spot where they're able to spawn around us here. Obviously, I still have some areas I need to do. But there's not any huge areas where it's just like, oh yeah, there's like 30 zombie piglins right there. Shredders don't count, they're passive mobs. So most of the area that's surrounding us has been slabbed. However, we haven't pushed out to that 128 block distance, meaning that they can still spawn, but then they'll eventually despawn. So that lowers the rates, but it doesn't break the rates. Yeah, that makes sense. And that's what we're kind of working on right now is either mining out, destroying, or slabbing. Mining out, destroying, and / or slabbing the nether in order to reduce the number of potential spawn spots for zombie piglin to spawn. This then ties into the question of, are we planning on putting more layers in? We already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 layers. We already have 6 layers. Which, I forget what the diameter of this thing is. I want to say it's like... What are we at? 119 to 165. So what is that? 46 block diameter? No, it's got to be an odd diameter. Right? Did we build this wrong? 119 to 165. Whatever. It's like 44 to 40, or 40, it's probably 45. Because it'd actually be 120 to 164, which would be 44 blocks, but that can't be right. It's to odd spacing. Whatever. So you take whatever that area is and then multiply it by 6. So you figure out the diameter of that, and then you could figure out the total number of potential blocks that they can spawn in inside of a apparently 44 diameter circle. Multiply that by 6, and that's how many spawning, and then minus like, I don't know, 10, 12 per layer for the trap to get them to walk and fall down. So it'd be diameter of 44, circle minus 12, and then multiply that number by 6, and that's the total number of spawning spots we have inside the farm. That's going to be some absurdly huge number, like 1,000 spawning spots or something like that. That's more than enough. By adding more spawning spots, we would not be improving the rates of the farm. We would just be increasing the buffer against other spots that mobs could spawn. So the better alternative for our time and effort would be to... Oh, that's a sneaky spot that he spawned. So the better alternative for our time and effort would not be to add more layers, it would be to slab more nether, which is why we've been doing what we've been doing. What is this? Another tunnel. Hey Nims, how's it going, Jamie Claire? How are you? Is this whole thing is... Wait, what? I'm so confused. I'm so confused. If this thing is built off center, I'm going to be laughing about it for the next week. I can't imagine that it is, right? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. What? Okay. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that it's even. What is this? 61. Yeah, 61. To 107, which is another even number. I wonder if that's because it's negatives. It's 46 to the width point, which is the same thing that we got over here, right? 119 to 145 or 165 is also 46. So if it's off center, then it's off center evenly. But I'd be willing to bet that it's just something to do with like how negative numbers are counted. Nims, what is your opinion on dabbing? You look ridiculous. ridiculous, but I think it's designed to look ridiculous, and that's the humor of it. I am proud to say that I have never dabbed in my life. I don't believe that. 100% true. I oath it. I have never dabbed in my life. I swear. On any and all religions. On... Oh, dude. You guys are actually kind of hurting me. Let's run over here into the range of our beacon. Thanks. Okay, now we're just gods. I swear on my life, I swear on Candy's life. Sorry, girlfriend, I just swore on your life, but don't at her. Oh god, there's so many. Would you banish Candy if she dabbed? Yo, I'm not gonna judge her if she dabs. But I will say that I might love her a little less. Look, there's all of these blocks down here. You see how pockmarked that this landscape looks? It's just Enderman. I can't even see the piglin farm anymore, but apparently the Enderman can. How's it going, James? How are you today, man? You're gonna at her on Twitter so you'll never see it. Hey, I've been using Twitter more. I haven't tweeted much more. Actually, I made a tweet about freaking Samwise Gamgee a while back. Which is like, hey, I tweeted. That was my one tweet for the year. I did it. Are you proud of me, Dad? Lol. Doing all right. You still feeling better? I'm still super exhausted, but like every day I do feel better. Like day after day, I'm better and better. Okay, I just got word back from Candy. I had to at her, I tried to talk to her. So she got her test results back. I have not got my test results back. And I just added her and making sure that it was okay that I share it. She tested negative. She does not have COVID. Which, I don't know, might blow my mind a little bit. But because like I can't imagine that there's anything else wrong with me other than having COVID. No antibody, we didn't get an antibody test. I think it was just like the active test. So, dude, that's it, it's capped. Those 10 ender pearls were it. But, you know, that doesn't necessarily... I mean, that's a good point. Maybe we should look up getting an antibody screening. Because even as I sit here right now, streaming, I'm in a basement. I'm going to own it. So, like, it's relatively cool. Like, you know, it's basement cool. It's a nice finished basement, but it still has that, like, cooler temperature. And I'm about to break out in a sweat. Like, I feel hot, sweaty. And I'm, like, in shorts and a tank top right now, which is, like, housewear for me. I wear tank tops around the house. Don't at me. Ugh. And, like, I feel borderline, like, sweating. And I'm not, like, the fittest person in the world. I'm not gonna win, like, a lifetime fitness award. But I'm also not the biggest person in the world either. I am, objectively, slightly overweight. Slightly. Like, 190 on a 5'11 frame. So, like, my resting state isn't sweaty, is kind of what I'm saying here. And, like, I'm borderline sweating. I still feel exhausted. I still feel like I'm running out of energy really quick. I still feel like each individual breath isn't worth as much as it was 3 weeks ago. I need to mow the lawn, and I am really not looking forward to mowing the lawn. And I can't imagine that that would be anything other than COVID, and yet Candy's results came back negative. So, I don't know. We'll see. So if yours is positive, it's quite likely she might have the antibodies. Again, we'll see. So it was like bulk screening. And so we got tested, but we were able to see what they do with the test results. You know, we have like very specialized bags with like cereals and you know, insurance and personal information all over them. But then those bags were just thrown into a bin, like a giant box. And, you know, depending on the person that's reaching into the box, they might grab candies. And maybe in transport and everything else, mine got shifted to the bottom underneath all the other people that were tested in bulk. So, I don't know. It still might be a while before I get mine back. I heard the antibody test is 40% wrong, which is literally, it's not even worth testing. You have to have like high 90s for it to be a good test. The Endermen don't see the farm, but they're holding blocks, which means they don't despawn. So will they be there forever? Yes, that's correct. So they were spawning in this warped forest over here. However, and this is kind of a question for chat room. We've gone back and forth on this for a while now. Do Endermen that are holding blocks count against the mob cap? I can't imagine that they do. I would have to imagine that it's similar to a named mob, right? But maybe they still do count for mob caps. I don't know. Where'd he go? Did you jump down? Hello? Oh, there he is. When you're a phoenix, of course you're warm. You know what? I am curious. I should take my temperature. I've been taking my temperature, and my temperatures always come back perfect. 97.7 to 97.9. That's exactly what my temperature always is 97.7 to 97.9, which I'm pretty sure is the expected temperature. Like that original 98.6 number that everybody's acclimated to, I'm pretty sure that's from like a time when that standard was first developed and everyone was running like a low-grade fever. Either way, my average is 97.7 and 97.9. I've always run like a little bit cooler. Might also be just like a legit flu. Yeah. Maybe a summer cold. Maybe it's like it's type of allergy kicking up or something. Oh god, dude, those jukes where he stops moving throw me off. Oh yeah, I don't have to shoot them. I could just look at them and then they'll come fight me. Come fight me. From Mojang's own bug reports as of 1.16.1, Endermen picking up blocks don't count towards the mob cap and don't despawn, potentially cluttering up the world with Endermen if they cannot place the block down. This can be especially observed in warped forests as well as in custom setups in an area with blocks Endermen cannot replace, like item frames. Ah. Okay, so it risks world lag because the Endermen pick up a block and then might move to a... like their AI might shut off at some distance, but then they're still loaded, but they can't put the block down, but they're still loaded. And so then and then because they have a held block, they are unable to despawn, which allows new Endermen to spawn, which allows them to pick up a block, which allows them to then get into this weird state of can't put it down, but I'm no longer counted towards the mob cap. So then Enderman can just kind of infinitely spawn and might create world lag because of it. I see. That makes sense. Well, then we definitely want to make sure that we go around and kill all the Endermen. Can you see my world stats? Sure. Is there anything in particular that you're interested in? I mean, time played is the one that most people are interested in. 43.42 days of real life time. I've jumped 414,000 times. I've killed 1,112 mobs. I've tuned 6 million note blocks, which just has to be like the fishing farm, right? That's got to be the fishing farm. At least 50% of that time is AFK, Kappa Pride. No, it's not. It's not even close to 50%. And I know you threw Kappa Pride in there, but it's definitely not. I'm not even going to accept the Kappa there as sarcasm. I reject the entire statement. Not even close to 50% AFK at this point. It is kind of awkward. I think I would just rather the old system of Enderman rather than the new one. Because I understand the point and how annoying it would be for an Enderman to pick up a block that you care about and then to run off and then despawn with it. That kind of sucks. However, the alternative is like Endermen that are everywhere and never despawn. And they're one of the harder mobs in the game to fight. And not that they're particularly dangerous, it's just obnoxious. What happened to that huge pack that we saw over here? Dude, what is this? Does it go up and in? Okay, only a little bit. Oh Lord, what area am I in? I was gonna say the bastion should be like right around here. Oof, that's gonna be a big oof from me, dog. There's a lot more area up in there than I expected. That's basically open. There's a lot, yeah. I don't think that we're particularly close, but it's still kind of close for comfort. So do you have an ender farm in the end as well as this farm? No. Ender farms are redundant and kind of bad. Ender farms are like, so 2015. It's 2020. I'm not gonna drive a Model T anymore. I wanna drive a Tesla. So who even uses Enderman farms? Oh well. No Kappa. I'm 100%, I'm dead serious about that. Enderman farms are antiquated. It's not worth your time to build them anymore. Enderman should be able to despawn holding blocks, but should be able to spawn holding blocks. No need to keep it a 1-to-1 ratio though. Oh yeah, there you go, you got the fix. But the problem, hang on. The problem with that might be giving what blocks can they spawn with? Could it be literally any block that they can grab? In which case, are there any blocks that an Enderman could spawn with that it might be too powerful for the player to receive? Look at cats killed. Okay. I think it's only going to be like 12. 143. Not that many in the grand scheme of things. I wonder, though. Mobs. 8,256. Blaze. 8,200. Drown is only 7,500. $2,800 pillagers. $901 zombie, which means that the next stat is zombie piglin, and zombie piglin's gonna be the stat that's gonna be huge. So for context, we've killed 8,256 blaze. Oh hey, next one was zombie villager. There's zombie piglin. So 8,200 zombie blaze. I bet this is over 100,000. I bet this is over like 200,000. Oh, I was close. 82.5 thousand. We went from 8,000 to 85,000. I've been thinking your overworld darkroom farm might be antiquated now that we get so many pearls from bartering. You know what? You're not. I don't know if you're right or wrong, actually, but it is a good question. We still get string from the overworld farm. You know what? Our darkroom farm's just antiquated because a zombie piglin gold farm that hooks up to a bartering system. This is wild how strong this is. Let me walk you through this real fast. And this is why this is so broken. Okay. So think about this objectively. This zombie piglin gold farm is providing us with string, which is a spider drop. It's providing us with rotten flesh, which is the zombie drop. It doesn't provide us with bones, but it technically provides us with arrows because it gives us spectral arrows, but spectral arrows can't be used with infinity, can they? I don't believe they can. But it technically provides us arrows for the point of mending, and if you're using infinity, then who needs a farm to farm arrows because it's infinity, right? So you don't get bones. So you don't get bones, but bone meal farms handle most of what you want bones for. The only thing that you might want bones for is bone blocks. Are bone blocks made with bone meal or bones themselves? It uses meal. Okay. So what do you need bones directly for? Taming wolves? Taming wolves? You don't need a farm to tame wolves. Once you have 2 wolves, then you just need meat to breed them. Yeah, you don't need that. In 16.1, you got like 50 some odd pearls from 3 stacks of gold ingots. In 116.2, you get about 10 from 3 stacks. While I agree that it's been extremely nerfed, it still might be, because I mean, a farm like this is designed to be used AFK. It's designed to build up a huge supply of golden nuggets. Yeah, a huge supply of, there should be some more in here. Yeah, there was some. Huge supplies of gold nuggets, and to convert, I mean, we very carefully crafted this thing to just push through as much bartering as possible. To that end, 10 ender pearls per 3 stacks is still quite a lot. Yeah, you don't need a skeleton farm, you just need a bone meal farm from pumpkins and melons. That's what I was getting to. So like, you really only need bones for taming wolves. You don't really need arrows because you're gonna be using infinity and you're gonna have your 1 arrow that you need. And if you want to use mending, then hey, you can use spectral arrows from a bartering system. So zombies are irrelevant because the bartering system also gives you rotten flesh. Skeletons are irrelevant because of melon and pumpkin farms yielding you better bone meal outputs. And the zombie piglin farm into bartering gives you better spectral arrows. Gunpowder from creepers you would lose. All the witch drops you would lose. The obscure chicken drop you lose, but nobody built a darkroom mob farm to get an obscure chicken drop, so we're gonna irrelevant, right? From a zombie piglin, or excuse me, a zombie chicken jockey. So you're losing gunpowder, the witch drops, and Enderman. Spiders, technically spiders, but a bartering system gives you string, and string replaces the string from the bartering system, gives you the string that you would get from the spiders. So you would, instead of building a darkroom mob farm, nah, I would say that darkroom mob farms are still good. They're not antiquated, and here's why. A darkroom mob farm is the jack of all trades, master of none. Is it the best at any one given thing? No, absolutely not. It is not the best at any one given thing. You could zombie spawners will give you better zombie rates. Skeleton spawners will give you better skeleton rates. Creeper darkroom farms will give you better creeper rates. Witch hut farms will give you better witch rates. An Enderman farm in the end will give you better Enderman rates. Additionally, a zombie piglin bartering system will give you better ender pearl rates. A dedicated chicken farm will give you better chicken rates. Literally, a darkroom mob farm is not the best at anything. No eyes, though? You get the eyes from a witch farm. They don't come from spiders. They come from witches. It's not the best at anything, but it's good enough at everything. So I appreciate your question, because it's an interesting flow of thought. Especially whenever you consider the stage in which you can, the stage of the game in which you can build a darkroom mob farm. A darkroom mob farm comes pretty early for the majority of people. It's usually right after, like, an iron golem farm. So a jack of all trades, master of none, that you can build early in the game, I would say that's actually very, very, very good. In the late game, it falls off, for sure. In the late game, it absolutely falls off. You know, zombie piglin farm is going to be better rotten flesh. A skeleton spawner is going to be better for bones and arrows. Additionally, a bartering system is going to be better for arrows, and a pumpkin melon composter array is going to be better for bone meal, the main purpose of bones. A dedicated darkroom creeper farm is going to be better for gunpowder. The string that you get from the spiders, you'd be better off building like around a cave spider spawner or a dual cave spider spawner or piglin bartering. And an ender pearl enderman farm, you'd be better off going to the end or bartering in the nether. Literally everything that the darkroom mob farm can do, there is a specialized farm that can do that is better. However, the darkroom farm can do it all in one farm. Maybe it would be more beneficial to use a less laggy darkroom spawner that uses water instead of flying machine that just loses out on endermen. I mean, at this point, likely. However, when we built it, bartering wasn't in the game yet. When we built it, bartering wasn't even an announced system. When we built it, bartering wasn't even anything that the players, the community, had any idea was on the horizon. Nobody knew that that was coming when we built the darkroom mob farm. But now you don't need to accommodate endermen at all, which was a large constraint that your design eloquently solved. Thanks for the compliment. Yes, I mostly agree with you that you could probably rotate over to a water dispensing system. I would agree, yeah. With a very tiny caveat of it still provides a good source of ender pearls before you've been to the end. It still provides a good source of ender pearls before you're set up with a bartering system. Yeah, no, I actually no. You know what? I think I'm gonna change my previous statement. I disagree because the point in which you can build a darkroom mob farm versus the point in which you can build a bartering system or ender are so different and varied that so far separate in the power curve of the game that by building the flying machine darkroom mob farm, you are unlocking a good amount of ender pearls for the player before they would otherwise have reasonable access. How about you put your know-it-all attitude into getting us to the stars, partner with Elon? Yo, I know a lot about Minecraft. I know nothing about rocket science. What? If rockets were made out of redstone, I'd be about it. You know what? In like a very elevated way, I'd be willing to bet that like rockets kind of are. I mean, because redstone is just like binary. Like most of redstone is just binary. There's some weird tiny subsets of redstone that uses like signal strength. I wonder if in electrical engineering there's some sort of equivalent for like if the voltage is this, do that. If the voltage is that, do this. Are there any electrical engineers in chat? Hello? I wonder if there's any if this, then that statement based on some sort of like ohms or voltage output. Which would be very analogous to a comparator detecting the signal strength of something or like the container storage of something. I don't know. I'm not an electrical engineer. I can't answer these questions. Dude, I'm very happy with how this works. I just want to go farm more slabs and slab more of my nether. That's all I want in this workaday world. I just don't care. Spent all that time killing them, and they're already cramming, which is a very good sign for me. I love it when my zombie piglin cram. Oh, hey, that was it? In EE, in electrical engineering, 1 or 0 aren't actually 1 or 0 if they are greater than 5 volts, or aren't actually 1 or 0 if they are greater than 5 volts or less than 5 volts. That's a 5 volt device. There's also 3.3 and 12. I was gonna say 12 versus 5 versus 3.3 sounds more like power outputs of a computer's power supply, and more in line with something like software development or computer hardware development, not necessarily electrical engineering, which you providing your background kind of explains. But that's still super interesting. Thank you for that interesting perspective. This is really it. I've used up my entire gold ingot supply here. There's nothing left. We're giving it all she's got, Cotton. I think there was 9 stacks, which gives us, we perfectly fill out our barrel, which then perfectly dispenses the items in the perfect timing to the piglin that are up above us, which perfectly barters to perfectly get us the number of items to perfectly. And this is the big one we're interested in, Crying Obsidian, and we've almost got a double chest. We might have a double chest after this barrel empties. Once we get this double chest, so basically next stream, I want to build the Nether Hub. So the area around this, you know, this portal's gonna get a lot bigger, and it's gonna be a lot more grand, and it's gonna be like a big ol' circle that we're then going to build. That'll be like, we'll probably make it like a half sphere, like put a dome on it, maybe. And then once we have that area solved, we'll be able to start the path that leads to all of the things that we want to go to. So the piglin farm is obviously right here. This path will likely continue in a perfectly straight line, hopefully. Yeah, give or take. And we can see just here, we have another fortress with a perfect junction for making a wither skeleton / wither skull farm. So these two junctions here between us. And it lined up something like right here, I think. Yeah, it's pretty close. So we'll need to extend that out. We also have this one over here. That leads to our pillager raid farm thing. And then we've got the ones way out here. I forget what this is. And then this one takes us all the way to the Blaze Farm, which is way out in the boonies. But we'd basically need to pathify that as well. I love a bit of good engineering discussion while I'm woefully underqualified. I have like anecdotal knowledge about a lot of things, but I have no applicable knowledge to anything. Other than Minecraft, I have a lot of applicable knowledge to Minecraft. Hell yeah. And it continues to work 2 at a time. It's very important for me to check that regularly because we just built it and I don't know how it'll behave with chunk loading and unloading. Sometimes things gets really, really angry about that. I'm curious, is it all built in one chunk? Because that's the thing that makes it angry if it spreads chunks. Okay, cool. The circuit is all built inside of one chunk, which is awesome. Very, very cool. It looks like most of our important redstone is built in one chunk as well. I'm also pretty happy that our hopper minecarts are all in one chunk. That feels important. So, cool. The binary logic in redstone really does carry over to a lot of logic control circuit stuff. Minecraft Redstone is what got me into engineering when I was a kid, at least partially. That's awesome. I mean, I very much so believe that Minecraft Redstone is just gamified electrical engineering / binary. Like, obviously, it's not one-to-one. It's not one-to-one. But gamify it, and it does feel... Whoa! Flame wheel! It does gamify electrical engineering, and I believe that you land in the ballpark of what Minecraft is. Flame wheel with the 5 gifted subs to wow. There's Flame Wheel gifted a sub to Dragon Flame. To Sacred Miner. To Maki, the Disguised Bear, and Shocks. Flamo, you're amazing. 5 gifted subs is super generous, my man. Let's do, can we get some party phoenixes up in here for Flame Whale? He is OG. He's an OG, what? OG Nimrod? Man, I feel bad because I was like, I'm all level with you. I'm getting tired of sitting in the chair. I need to go lay down. I was just about to end the stream. Flame Wheel, I have a big smile on my face. Thank you very much, dude. That's really cool. You knew it? You knew it? Okay. Setting up so hard. Listen, I'm sick. Honestly, I'm sweaty, and that concerns me. And I want to go like figure out why I'm sweaty, and if it's something I need to be like to go chill in a cold shower and just sit on the floor and question my life decisions. Wonder why my parents don't love me as much as my brothers. I mean, rest. I'm okay. Thank you guys for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you. I saw a great quote today, Uskal, that's something like, showing weakness is attributed to my masculinity, and society has told me that if I want to be a man, that I'm not allowed to show weakness, so I'm not allowed to cry, and all I want my dad to do is I want my dad to be proud of me. So I'm not allowed to show any signs of emotional vulnerability. I mean, I'm okay. For real though, no, I'm actually fine. These are memes. I'm okay. There might be a greater question or a greater statement towards the toxic masculinity that exists in today's society and how men aren't allowed to feel emotions because then they're perceived as being weaker or less, air quotes, alpha. But I'm fine. On a micro level, I'm fine. On a macro level, we have a deep and serious problem that needs to be addressed in our society. But I'm okay. I promise. Flame Wheel, what's in the airline food? Thank you guys for the support today. I really appreciate it. Flame Wheel coming in right at the end too. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Keep an eye on the Discord. I'll be around. We might do some weekend streams, just because we missed basically a week and a half, and I really want to get caught up, but it's all right either way. Anyway, I'm off. I'm gonna go rest. I'll talk to you guys later.